Hello and welcome to Higher Ground Gaming. This is Eric. Today we're going to do another game from our 1977 Red Sox replay using Strat-o-Matic baseball. This is game number 9 of the season, game number 2 in the series, 2 of 4 in the series against the Detroit Tigers. And as you can see, Bob Stanley is going to get the start for the Red Sox against Mayer for the Detroit Tigers. So Red Sox are 4-4 on the season. In the replay, they were actually 3-5 in the actual season. So, like I said, they're one game ahead of the schedule, as I've been saying. So, without further ado, let's get this game underway.
Welcome to the stadium for today's ball game.
Alright, so this is an evening game. Average night at Fenway Park here. So, like we said, Bob Stanley on the hill. He'll be making his first start of the season. He was a spot starter. And mostly a reliever, but a spot starter also. So, so far he's pitched 6 innings, allowed 4 hits, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. No decisions, but does have 1 save. So the lineup he'll be facing for the Detroit Tigers is Ron LaFleur in center. Tito Fuentes is your second baseman. LeGrand Orange, Rusty Staub is your DH batting third. Batting cleanup is the right fielder Ben Ogilvy. Hitting fifth at first, Jason Thompson. Steve Kemp is your left fielder hitting sixth. Milt May behind the plate bats seventh. Aurelio Rodriguez at third. And Mark Wagner is your shortstop hitting ninth. So the Red Sox defense, pretty standard. Doyle is back in the lineup at second, but in the outfield is Yastrzemski, Miller, and Evans in the outfield. The infield is left to right is Hobson, Burleson, Doyle, and Scott. And behind the plate, Carlton Fisk. So Bob Stanley is a decent fielding pitcher, well, with good range. Error rating, not too bad, a little bit higher than you'd like. And as a +0 hold rating there for holding runners on. All right, so that's your lineup and defense. So Bob Stanley looks in for the sign. Here's the windup in the pitch to LaFleur. And we didn't give LaFleur stats, but you probably saw them as they went there. And it's going to be off the 5 column. So that's going to be a fly ball. Way back. It's going to be off the wall and a double for LaFleur. So LaFleur had... it was a .325 hitter for the season. 16 homers, 57 ribbies. So now his stats. Let's see if we can find them in here. So for the replay... Well, after that hit, he's hitting .296 with 4 homers, 11 runs batted in. All right, so runner in scoring position for Tito Fuentes. Fuentes comes in hitting .333 on the season with 3 runs batted in, 45 at-bats. Corner's playing in. Here's the windup and the pitch, and that's off the 4 column of Stanley. that's going to be a base hit. They'll probably, LaFleur will hold that third. So it'll put runners at the corners with nobody else. So Stanley in some early trouble here. Rusty Staub, 383 on the season. Hitting well early on with a homer and 5 runs batted in, a pair of doubles and a triple in 47 at-bats. Stanley looks in for the sign, looks at the runners. Here's the windup and the pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball to center. Let's see if they send LaFleur. Probably looks like it might be deep enough. And he uncorks the throw, and LaFleur will be safe as Fuentes holds at first. So sacrifice fly for Le Grand Orange, and Detroit gets on the board first. So to bring up Ben Ogilvy, struggling on the season early on, hitting just 114 with 4 runs batted in and 44 at-bats. Fuentes being held on at first by Scott. Here's the windup and the pitch. That's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop, Burleson. So it looks like the infield must have been playing in because his range is a 3, normally a 2. He'll get to it. No, it didn't show they were playing in. Over to second for 1. Back to first. He was able to turn the double play. So the 6-4-3 double play will end the inning. But on the sacrifice fly by Rusty Staub, Detroit gets on the board with a run. So the Red Sox lineup is as follows. Pretty standard. Rick Burleson, the shortstop, hits first, followed by Denny Doyle. As we said, he got the day off yesterday, back in the lineup today. At second, Jim Rice is the DH batting third. Kyle Yastrzemski in left will hit cleanup. George the Boomer Scott bats fifth and plays first. Carlton Fisk behind the plate hitting sixth. Dwight Evans off to a great start. The right fielder hitting seventh. Butch Hobson at third hits eighth, and Rick Miller in center will bat ninth. So the defense behind Bear, and I think it's just Jason Bear, maybe? No, Ray Bear. Ray Bear. So Bear comes in with a 1-1 record on the season, 5.11 ERA, 12 innings pitched, 11 hits allowed, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, and has allowed a home run. In the actual season, he was 0-2 with a 12.56 earned run average in 14 innings. This is probably going to be his last start. 24 hits, 7 walks, and 4 strikeouts, and has allowed 3 home runs on the season. So the defense behind him is going to be Kemp in left, LaFleur in center, Ogilvy in right. In the infield, Rodriguez, Wagner, Fuentes, and Thompson, and behind the plate, May. Bear on the mound is a 3 range. Did not commit an error and a +9 hold rating, so hopefully we can get some stolen bases off of him if we can get some runners on. So Burleson hitting .297, 2 runs batted and 37 at-bats with a double. Bear looks in for the sign. He has to wind up in the pitch, and that is going to be a strike 3 swinging. So 1 down in the Red Sox first. That brings up Denny Doyle, hitting .333 and 27 at-bats with 2 doubles and a triple, and 1 run batted in. Here's the pitch to Doyle. And that's going to be a swinging strikeout, so back-to-back Ks to start the inning, start the game for Bear and the Tigers. So that brings up Jim Rice. Jim Rice hitting .314, 2 homers, 6 runs batted in 35 at-bats. Has a ton of extra base hits with 4 doubles and 2 triples also. So here's the windup and the pitch off the 5 column. And that's going to be a range check on Rodriguez. Rodriguez, very good defender of the 1 range. Gets to it. And is able to retire Rice. So the Red Sox go in order in the first. And after 1, it's Detroit 1, Boston nothing. That'll bring up Jason Thompson, the first baseman. He's been struggling so far, hitting just .150 with a homer and 5 runs batted in. He has walked 9 times, though, in 40 official at-bats. So about a fifth of the time he's walked. Oh, and that's not good for Stanley and the Red Sox as it gets off of his power column there. But fortunately, it's just a ground ball to Scott. He'll take it to the bag himself for out number 1. So that'll bring up Steve Kemp, hitting .237 with 3 runs batted in and 38 at-bats, 2 doubles. 1 up and 1 down in Detroit second. And that's going to be a called third strike as Stanley gets his first strikeout of the game. And we didn't mention, but Stanley's ERA now is just 1.23 on the season. He was 8-7 for the actual season with 3 saves, 3.99 earned run average. Well, now it is 151 innings. Well, that was his 151 innings pitched, 176 hits allowed, 43 walks, 44 strikeouts. So you put the ball in play. Milt May up to the plate now. Milt May, after a good start, hitting .344, 2 homers, 5 runs batted in. And here's the windup and the pitch off the 4 column. And it's a ground ball to Hobson. Hobson with a 3 range gets to it and is able to make the play. Over to Scott. And 2 up and 2 down in the Detroit second. In the Red Sox second. That'll bring up Carl Yastrzemski. Actually, that was 3 outs. Never mind. Anyway, so after 1.5, 1-0 Detroit, as that was the 3rd out. Yastrzemski up to the plate. It'll be Yastrzemski, Scott, and Fisk up against Bear. Red Sox down by a run. Yastrzemski is still struggling on the season, hitting just .133 with 4 RBIs in 30 at-bats. Here's the windup and the pitch, and that's good for Yastrzemski and the Red Sox, possibly. It's off the 4 column. Oh, not a good roll there. Too low a roll. So let's see if he can get to it. Milt May. It's a catcher check. Dribbler in front. May gets it. And Yastrzemski's able to beat it out. So an infield hit for Yaz. He'll take him any way he can get him. So that'll bring up George Scott with a runner on first and nobody out. Yastrzemski will be held on by Thompson. Scott, after a good start for the season, hitting .364 with 2 homers and 6 runs batted in and 33 at-bats. Has 2 doubles and a triple also. Yastrzemski gets his lead. And this is a good possibility here. And Scott's going to get a hold of one here. And that'll put the Reds his 3rd home run of the year. RBI 7 and 8. And just like that, the Red Sox take the lead 2-1. So that'll bring up Carlton Fisk. Carlton Fisk off to an excellent start, hitting .519 with a homer and 4 runs batted in 27 at-bats with 3 doubles. Bear looks in for the sign. He has to wind up in the pitch to Fisk. This could be another good result. Can they go back-to-back? No. Finds the strikeout on there. And Fisk is retired for out number 1. So that'll bring up Evans. Evans hitting .333, 4 homers, 11 runs batted in 30 at-bats. Here's the windup in the pitch. That's off the 4 column. And Evans is going to give himself extra bases. That's hit down the line. Into the corner. Ogilvy. Ooh, I'm tempted to go for a triple. Fisk is going to round second. Looks like he's going to try to go for 3. And he'll be in there. All right, sorry, Evans. I just woke up from a nap, so excuse me for the cobwebs. So Evans legs out a triple. I believe that's his first of the season. So a runner on 3rd with less than 2 out. 1 down now for Butch Hobson. See if he can get the run home, add to the Red Sox lead. Hobson comes in hitting just .188 with 3 homers and 10 runs batted in 32 at-bats. Here's the windup in the pitch. And that's going to be hit to left. Evans will trot home. Now Hobson has 11 RBIs on the season. So 3-1 Boston now. Hobson being held on by Thompson. Rick Miller up to the plate. Miller comes in hitting just 133 and 15 at-bats with an RBI. And he's going to be at the 5 column. That's going to be a ground ball to Rodriguez. He'll get to it. Oh, and he's going to commit the error here. Let's see what kind of error. So Miller will reach on the error. His first of the season. No, I'm sorry. First for Detroit of the game. So a one base error. So runners on first and second with 1 down. Red Sox looking to add to the 2-run lead. That'll bring Burleson up to the plate. Burleson 0 for 1 on the day. Runners get their lead. Bear looks in for this out. Bear is going to come out right away. Wow. So quick hook, and Bear is out of there. After just 1 1/3 inning, responsible for both runners on. He's given up 3 runs so far. So it'll be Grilly up there for the Tigers. Grilly comes in having pitched just 1 inning on the season, allowing a hit and a strikeout for the actual season. 1 and 2. 4.83 earned run average, 73 innings pitched, 71 hits allowed. He's allowed 49 walks and 49 strikeouts. So he can get wild at times. And 8 home runs allowed. Also subject to the long ball. So here's the pitch to Burleson. Off the 5 column. Oh, needed a low roll there, but did not get it. Said it's a fly ball. Wagner calls for it and makes the catch in short left field. Runners will hold. Let's take a look around the league for some scores. Milwaukee leads Oakland 4-1. Kansas City blanking, Minnesota 5-0. California beating the White Sox 2-1. Toronto ahead of the Yankees 4-1. Baltimore 1, Cleveland 0, and Seattle shutting out Texas 3-0. So 2 down now for Denny Doyle 0 for 1. Here's the windup in the pitch by Grilly. And that's a range check on Thompson. Thompson a 4 range as he's holding the runner. Well, he's a 4 range anyway. Let's see if Doyle can get a hit here. Thompson will get to it. And flips the Grilly covering, and that will do it for the Red Sox. But the Red Sox put on a 3 spot. Highlighted by the 2-run homer by George Scott. I think it was George Scott. I forgot now. It's been so long. Let me check here. Yeah, I think it was Scott. Yep, George Scott hit the 2-run homer. Alrighty, Aurelio Rodriguez to the plate now. It'll be Rodriguez, Wagner, and LaFleur. Stanley now with a 2-run lead. Rodriguez hitting .326 on the season with 10 runs batted in 43 at-bats. Here's the windup in the pitch. 5 column. And called 3rd strike as Stanley gets his 2nd K of the day. So Wagner up to the plate now. Wagner hitting .222 with 2 runs batted and 18 at-bats. And that's going to be a ground ball to Burleson. Over to Scott. So 2 up and 2 down in the Detroit 3rd. So LaFleur doubled his first time up. Came around to score the Detroit run. And off the 3 column. And looks like he's going to get a base hit again. Right up the middle. So LaFleur with a 2-out single. Scott holding him on. LaFleur is a threat to steal. Fuente is 1 for 1 up to the plate now. Stanley looks in for the sign. Looks at the runner. Here's the windup in the pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball to left. And that'll do it for the Tigers in the third. So no runs, one hit, no errors, one left on base. And after 2.5, it's 3-1 Boston. So Rice, Yastrzemski, and Scott, if anybody gets on Fisk for the Red Sox against Grilli. Rice 0 for 1 on the day. Off the 6th column. And Rice will draw the leadoff walk. So a good start for the Red Sox here in the third. Brings up Yastrzemski, got an infield hit his first time up and came around to score on that George Scott 2-run homer. Rice gets his lead. He'll be held on by Thompson. Here's the windup and the pitch to Yaz off the 6th column. That's going to be a fly ball to left. Kemp is there, and he'll make the catch. So Rice trots back to the bag. So George Scott hit his third home run his last time up. 8 RBI 7 and 8, average up to 382 now. Rice gets his lead as the windup and the pitch to Scott. And he'll be 2 for 2. That's a base hit. And I think we're going to send Rice to third. Got a 75% chance. And they'll cut the throw off. So they'll put runners at the corners with a 1 down. Red Sox looking to add to their 3-1 lead. Fisk up to the plate now. Corners playing in. Fisk hitting an even 500 now on the season. And he gets into his wheelhouse here. But once again finds the strikeout. So 2 down now for the runners at the corners. Evans tripled his last time up. And yep, that was his first triple of the season. So here's the windup and the pitch. And strikeouts. So another strikeout for Grilli. And the Red Sox threaten but do not score. And it remains 3-1 as we head to the fourth. Alrighty, Legrand Orange up to the plate now. I think he walked his first time up. Stanley looks in for the sign from Fisk. Shakes him off. Finds one he likes. Here's the windup and the pitch. And that'll be a fly ball to right. Evans is there, and he'll make the catch. So the Red Sox would win this game 11-3 in actuality. 3-1 lead in this one in the replay. Ogilvy 0 for 1 up to the plate now. And here's the windup and the pitch off the 6th column. That's going to be a ground ball to Doyle. He's up with it, over to Scott. So 2 up and 2 down in the Detroit 4th inning. So Thompson up to the plate now, 0 for 1. He's 0 for 1 on the day. Ooh, and a ground ball to Hobson. Gets to it. Ooh. Bobbles it a little bit, but manages to recover. And over to Scott. And the Tigers go 1-2-3 in the fourth. So far, so good for Stanley as a 3-1 lead as we head to the Red Sox home half of the fourth. So Hobson 1 for 1 with a double. I mean, with a RBI. Yeah, and that was a double. Was it a double? No, it wasn't a double. It was a single. So Hobson looking the Griffin rip. Grilli looks over the sign off the 5 column. And Hobson's going to get a hold of one here. And that's going to go over the Green Monster. And the Red Sox with their 2nd home run of the day. Solo home run. I believe his 4th of the season. 12th RBI, I believe. And the Red Sox increase their lead now 4-1. So Rick Miller up to the plate now. Miller 0 for 1 on the day. Grilli looks in for the sign. Here's the windup in the pitch. 6th column. That's a ground ball to Fuentes. Over to Thompson. 4-3 on the putout. So Burleson up to the plate now. Burleson 0 for 2 on the day. And off the 5 column, that's going to be a 1-out walk for the Rooster. So Rooster being held on by Thompson. Doyle up to the plate, hitless on the day. Here's the windup and the pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball to Wagner. Wagner with a 4 range. He'll get to it. Oh, but he's going to have an adventure with the ball there. As it goes off of his glove. And trickles into left field. He's able to recover, but not before Doyle reaches. So Red Sox with runners on first and second with 1 down. Jim Rice up to the plate, 0 for 1 with a walk. And that's going to be off the 5 column. And Rice is going to get himself a hold of one. That is straightaway center field and left center. That's going to be gone. So a 3-run home run for Jim Rice. 2nd home run of the inning. 3rd of the day for the Red Sox. And that will put the Red Sox ahead by 6 runs now. 7-1. So Red Sox pouring it on here. 4 runs in this inning. 3 runs in the second and 4 runs in the fourth. Yastrzemski 1 for 2 with a run scored. Grilly's still in there. 4 column. And that's a fly ball to right. Ogilvy's there, and he will make the catch. So 2 down now. That'll bring up the boomer, George Scott. 2 for 2 with a homer. Homered his last time up, and that's going to be off the 5 column. And Scott is just going to miss one now. That's going to be a wall scraper. Just missed another home run. And he'll end up at second with a 2-out double. So Scott on fire now, 3 for 3 on the day. Fisk struck out twice despite getting balls in his wheelhouse. And that's going to be it for Grilly. So that brings up Crawford. Is it Sam Crawford? Jim Crawford. Jim Crawford to face Fisk. Crawford comes in struggling on the season with a 13.5 ERA. 9 innings pitched, 19 hits allowed. So 2 hits an inning. 6 walks, 5 strikeouts. So he's had no success so far this season. He was 7-8 with a save and an ERA of 4.79 on the actual season and 125 innings pitched. Here's the windup in the pitch. Scott gets his lead off second. And Fisk will hit it one to center, but this will stay in. LaFleur makes the catch to end the inning, but the Red Sox put up a 4 spot with the home runs by Rice and Hobson? No. I can't remember now. Anyway, you guys know. Alrighty, the Red Sox showing a good display of power for Stanley. Now a 6-run Boston lead as we head to the 5th. So I believe Stanley would, let's see here. Stanley would pitch 8 innings in the actual game. So Stanley up to 55 pitches. So it'll be Kemp, May, and Rodriguez for the Tigers, down by 6. So Kemp 0 for 1 on the day. Stanley looks in for the sign. He has to wind up in the pitch. And that's a ground ball to Doyle. So 1 up and 1 down in the Tigers' 5th. Milt May 0 for 1. And another ground ball to Doyle. And May is retired. So 2 down in the Detroit 5th. Brings up Rodriguez 0 for 1. Tigers are just 3 hits on the day. Oh, and they just miss another one. As Evans is going to make a great running catch. That would have been definitely extra bases if that would have gotten past them. But the Tigers will go in order in the 5th. So halfway through, it's Boston 7 and Detroit 1. So Evans up to the plate now. He'll lead it off for the Red Sox here in the 5th. He's 1 for 2 with a triple. his first triple of the season. Crawford back out there again for his second inning of work. It's going to be a ground ball to Fuentes. Fuentes with a 4 range. Gets to it. And is able to retire Evans. So Hobson 2 for 2 with a homer. Hobson with 4 homers and 12 RBIs now on the season. 4 column. And Hobson will be 3 for 3 now with another base hit. So Hobson having a good day today. With 2 singles and a home run. So Hobson will be held on by Thompson. Miller up to the plate now. Miller 0 for 2 on the day. And that's going to be a foul. That's going to go foul ball. But looks like Thompson's going to have a beat on it, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. So Burleson looking for his first hit of the day, 0 for 2 with a run scored. This could be it right here. And nope, he's going to take a called third strike. So nothing doing for the Red Sox in the 5th, and it remains 7-1 as we head to the 6th inning. Stanley back out there. Wagner, LaFleur, and Fuentes against Stanley here in the 6th. Wagner 0 for 1 on the day. And he strikes out swinging. So 3 Ks now on the day for the Steamer. LaFleur 2 for 2 with a double on the day. And that's a ground ball to Doyle, range check. Gets to it. And beats LaFleur by a step for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down in the Detroit 6th. So Stanley on cruise control right now. Something you never want to say with that reliever. Because he could be doing fine in the next minute. Be surrendering home runs. And doubles and triples and all kinds of nasty stuff. But anyway. So Fuentes up 1 for 2 now. And that's going to be a rocket. Doyle makes a catch of the line drive. And that'll be it for the Tigers in the 6th after 5.5. It remains a 7-1 Boston lead. Doyle 0 for 3, the run scored. He'll face Crawford in for his 3rd inning of work. 6th column. And Doyle will have himself his first hit of the day. A single. Ogilvy will get it back in quickly. So lead off base hit for Doyle. Brings up Jim Rice. He's 1 for 2 with a homer. And he'll draw the walk. Crawford being very careful with him. So that'll put runners on 1st and 2nd for Yastrzemski. Nobody out. 1 for 3 with a run scored is the captain. And it's going to be off the catcher's card here. And it looks like it might be a foul out. And towards the dugout. May falls into the dugout, but is able to make the catch. Hold on and make the catch. So a nice play by May. Retires the captain. So Scott now. Tigers have been unable to retire Scott with I believe with a home run, a double, and a single. So a triple away from the cycle here. He does have a triple on the season. So let's see if Scott can get the cycle today. So runners get their lead, 1 down. Here's the windup in the pitch to Scott. There is a triple on this column, the 6th column. However, nope, that's going to be off Thompson's card. And it's going to be another error, Detroit's 3rd error of the day. And rolls up his arm. So that'll load the bases. So Detroit's defense not doing well today. So bases loaded now for Carlton Fisk. Fisk 0 for 3 on the day, but still hitting .467 on the season. 1 down, and it's not the column you want. So Fisk hits the ball to right. Is it going to be deep enough to get the run home? Doyle ready to tag. And he will tag and score as Rice and Scott hold. So the Red Sox add to the lead in a sacrifice fly by Fisk, and it's now an 8-1 game. So Evans 1 for 3 with a triple up to the plate now. And that's going to be a ground ball to Rodriguez. Throws to first and gets him. So the Red Sox add another run, and it's 8-1 after 6 full. All right, so in the Detroit 7th, they'll send up Staub, Ogilvie, and Thompson, heart of the order. Staub 0 for 1 with an RBI. The only RBI Detroit has today, only run scored. And it's going to be a base hit for Staub. Detroit's 4th hit off Stanley. That'll bring up Ogilvie 0 for 2. And it's going to be a ground ball to first. Scott's going to go over to second for 1. Back to first. Wilson back to first, so a 1-6-1 double play. And the bases are empty now with 2 down. So Thompson up to the plate now 0 for 2 on the day. And Thompson's going to find the double off. That's going to go into the corner, just beyond the reach of Evans. Evans gets it back in quickly, but not before Thompson has himself a double. So run in scoring position now for Kemp, 0 for 2 on the day. And that's going to be a base hit. And Thompson will hold at third, down by 7. So that'll put runners at the corners with 2 down for Milt May. Fisk goes out to talk to Stanley, goes back behind the plate. Gives it, flashes in the sign. Here's the windup and the pitch. Oh, it's Stanley getting wild now. It's going to draw, as May will draw the walk. And that will load the bases for Rodriguez. Stanley in trouble now. Looks like Zimmer is going to stay with him, though, with a big lead. So here's the pitch to Rodriguez. Stanley trying to get out of it. And he cannot. That's a base hit past the dive of Burleson. And why not? We'll throw for the lead runner. We got a 35% chance to get him. We're up big. And nope, Kemp scores, so a 2-run single for Rodriguez. And it's now an 8-3 game. So Wagner up to the plate now. And Stanley gets him looking. So 7th inning stretch time here at Fenway, 8-3 Boston. Let's take a look at the trivia question. We'll wait till the song ends. All right. So what do these pitchers' names have in common? McGinnity, Mathewson, Dean, and Alexander. I don't know. Maybe they pitched for the Giants at one point? I don't know. Dizzy Dean. Is that Dizzy Dean? Doyle Alexander? Christy Mathewson? Joe McGinnity? I don't know what they have in common. Let's find out. Lock in your answers if you know. Oh. They all won 30 games or more. So they all had seasons where they won 30 games or more, I guess. That's probably not, that might not be Doyle Alexander. All right, interesting. Alrighty, Hobson up there now having a perfect day, 3 for 3 with a home run. Red Sox with 10 hits on the day. Crawford back out there. Red Sox 7th. Can he maintain his perfect day? That's a fly ball to right possibility here as Ogilvy has a 4 range. 1 through 11, it'll be a base hit. And it'll fall in there. So Hobson 4 for 4 on the day. That's a run on first and nobody out. Corners are playing in. Some reason for Rick Miller. 0 for 3 on the day. Hobson gets his lead. That's another fly ball to right. Can Ogilvy get to this one? Does this time. And is able to get to it and make the catch. Wasn't pretty, but was effective. So Hobson will tag up. Oh, actually, no. Did it get in there? Fuente is racing hard with his back to third. And neither is going to... Hobson is on with it. Oh, wait a second here. Drill deep to right. That's the next one. Ogilvy has got a long run. Yeah, he puts it away. Okay, there you go. I was looking at the top part with Hobson. So that's going to retire Miller. But yeah, Hobson tags and takes second on the deep fly ball into the corner. So good base running by Hobson. Puts a runner in scoring position with 1 down. Burleson 0 for 3 with a run scored. From his first hit of the day. And will not get it as he'll strike out looking this time. So Burleson unable to join the hit parade today. Red Sox with 11 hits now. Denny Doyle 1 for 4 with 2 runs scored. Hobson gets his lead as lined up in the pitch by Crawford. And Doyle's going to have himself extra bases here. That's going to go over the head of LaFleur into the triangle. Hobson will score easily. Doyle rounds second and into third with another triple for the Red Sox. Red Sox with, I think that's their second triple of the day. They had a couple the other day with Scott and I believe Rice. So Red Sox with a lot of triples early on in the season. I think that was in Cleveland. They had the back-to-back triples there. All right, so Doyle at third now with 1 down. Red Sox add to their lead, so it's 9-3 now. They got one of the runs back that Detroit scored at the top of the inning. Rice 1 for 2 with a homer. And Rice tries to go yard again, but comes up empty. And that'll do it for the Red Sox in the 7th. So it's Red Sox 9, Detroit 3 as we head to the 7th. Stanley back out there, up to 113 pitches. Probably going to be his last inning of work. If he makes it through. So Ron LaFleur up to the plate now. LaFleur 2 for 3 with a double. He'll lead it off for the Tigers. And that's going to be a ground ball to Hobson. Over to Scott. 1 up and 1 down. Fuentes 1 for 3 on the day. And Fuentes will get a hold of one here. Into the gap. So, action in the Red Sox pen as Bill Campbell is getting loose. Rusty Staub 1 for 2 with an RBI on the day. And that's going to be a fly ball to right. Evans has it. Let's see if Fuentes is going to try to tag and move to third. He will not test Evans' arm. Evans with a -5 arm. The cannon. So he'll hold down by 6. So 2 down now for Ogilvy, 0 for 3. That's a ground ball to Hobson. He gets to it. Oh, and Hobson will boot it. Fires to first, not in time as he pulls Scott off the bag. So that'll put runners at the corners for Jason Thompson. 1 for 3 with a double. And it's a ground range check for Doyle. Gets to it. Over to Scott. And that'll do it for the Tigers. The Tigers threaten but do not score. And that's likely to be Stanley's last inning. So we'll head to the home half of the eighth. Sweet Caroline here at Fenway. Yastrzemski, Scott, and Fisk up for the Red Sox against Crawford once again. Yastrzemski 1 for 4 with a run scored. Gets in his wheelhouse. Fly ball to right. Ogilvy going back, and he will make the catch. Yastrzemski made a bid for a homer there. Ogilvy makes the catch for out number 1. So Scott 3 for 4 with a home run. And that's going to be a swinging strikeout as the Boomer goes down on strikes. So 2 outs in the Red Sox 8th. Brings up Fisk, still looking for his first hit of the day, 0 for 3. Trying to keep his hitting streak alive. And he'll draw the walks. So at least he'll keep his on-base streak alive. Well, Fisk with a 2-out walk. Evans 1 for 4 with a triple. And that's going to be it for Crawford as Arroyo will come in. Arroyo, I believe, pitched yesterday a little bit. He comes in with a 7.27 earned run average, 9 innings pitched, 9 hits allowed, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, and has surrendered 2 homers. So Fisk gets his lead. He's not being held on. He has to wind up in the pitch. Ground ball to third. Rodriguez has it. Over to first. And that'll do it for the Red Sox in the 8th. So we head to the 9th. Tigers' last chance here, down by 6, 9-3. Oh, so that was the 8th inning for Stanley. I was looking thinking that was the 7th. But anyway, Campbell's going to come in, non-save situation. So Campbell. So Bill Campbell comes in, Red Sox closer, looking to get some work today. He has no record with 2 saves. Has not allowed an earned run so far this season, set in 7 innings, allowing 2 hits, 4 walks, and 4 strikeouts. So he'll face Kemp, May, and Rodriguez for the Tigers. So Kemp 1 for 3 with a run scored. Here's the windup in the pitch. Ground ball to Scott. Feeds Campbell for out number 1. So that'll bring up Milt May. May 0 for 2 with a walk. I believe he reached on an error. Or did he walk? No, he walked last inning, I think it was. And that's going to be a fly ball to center. Miller's there, though, and he'll make the catch for the second out. So the Tigers down to their last out. Rodriguez 1 for 3 with 2 runs batted in. And that will do it as Campbell strikes him out swinging. And the Red Sox prevail 9-3. And they win easily as they did in real life to improve to 5-4. So they're over 500 now for the first time of the season. So the Red Sox 9 runs, 12 hits, 1 error. The Tigers 3 runs, 8 hits, and 3 errors. So the Tigers defense didn't show up today. However, only 1 of the Red Sox runs was unearned. So let's look at the pitching. Bob Stanley gets the win. He's 1-0, as he didn't actually get the win in real life. He goes 8 innings, as he did in the actual game. 8 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned. Yeah, which is exactly what happened in the actual game. 1 walk and 4 strikeouts. He had 3 walks and 1 strikeout in the actual game. So he pitched better as far as that goes, getting more strikeouts and allowing less walks. Did not allow a home run, as he did in the actual game. Didn't allow a home run either. ERA down to 1.98. His ERA was 3 after this game in the actual season, so better ERA. And Bill Campbell comes in and pitches a scoreless inning, getting a strikeout as he pitched a scoreless inning in the actual game. All right, for the Tigers, Bear gets the loss, now 1-2. He was 0-2 in the actual season. 1 1/3 innings pitched, which is exactly how much he pitched in the actual game, just 1 1/3. Maybe that's why they pulled him so early. 4 hits allowed, 3 runs, all of them earned. No walks, 3 strikeouts, and allowed a home run. ERA up to 6.59 now. His ERA was 9.58 in the actual game season. So Grilly came in. So Crawford and Grilly did pitch in the actual game. So Grilly, 2 1/3 innings, allowing 4 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned. Actually, 2 unearned runs in this game. 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, and allowed 2 homers. Red Sox with 3 home runs on the day. Crawford came in and pitched fairly well in 4 innings of work. He allowed 4 hits, 2 runs, only 1 of them earned. 2 walks and 4 strikeouts. And Arroyo came in and pitched the final 3rd inning. So the Red Sox bats on fire, getting 12 hits on the day. So Butch Hobson was your hitting star of the day, going 4 for 4 with 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs, including a home run and just a home run. That was the only extra base hit. Let's see what else we got here. George Scott, 3 for 5 with a homer, 2 runs batted in. Jim Rice with a 3-run homer. I think it was a 3-run homer Rice had. Yeah, it was. 1 for 3. Doyle, 2 for 5 with 2 runs scored and an RBI. Hitting stars for the Tigers. Managed 8 hits total. LaFleur was 2 for 4 with a run scored. Fuentes 2 for 4. And that's pretty much it. A few other hitters with 1 hit apiece. But Detroit managing just 3 runs on 8 hits. And again, 3 errors on the day. 1 by Thompson, Rodriguez, and Wagner. Which Hobson for the Red Sox committed an error. So the infield defense for the Tigers not good today. And that's it. So the Red Sox improved to 5-4. So we'll take a look at the box score. So we'll show you the rest of the box score here. There you go. If you want to read it, go ahead. And we'll save that too before end the game. All right, so let's take a look at the standings here after today's game. So the Red Sox up to 2nd place now, 5-4, and move ahead of the Yankees. I think lost today. They were losing anyway. I'm not sure if they did, but I think they did. So Baltimore remains in first with a 7-2 record. Red Sox now 2 games out of first. The Yankees 2.5 at 5-5. Milwaukee 4-5, as is Cleveland. They're both 3 games out. Tigers fall to 5-7, 3.5 out, and Toronto 4-8, 4.5 out. Chicago White Sox remain in first, 7-2 record. Kansas City and Minnesota, each a half game behind. Kansas City at 7-3. Better 700 winning percentage. And Minnesota 8-4. 667 winning percentage, both half game out. The Angels 8-5, a game out. Texas 3-6, 4 games out. Seattle moves out of last, now 4-10, 5.5 games out. And Oakland in last 3-8. 5 games out, actually. That looks kind of weird. Even though Seattle has a better winning percentage, slightly better winning percentage, they're actually further out of first because they played 14 games already. That's kind of interesting the way they did it there. But anyway, the Red Sox improved to 5-4. Their home record is 3-1, road record 2-3. And they got 2 more games at home against the Tigers. So the Red Sox get another win column there, as they've won the first 2 games of the series against Detroit. And a chance to win the series tomorrow. So let's see who's going for the Red Sox tomorrow against the Detroit Tigers here at Fenway. And it looks like it's going to be Vern Rule will get the start for the Tigers against El Tiante, Louis Tiant, for the Red Sox. So Red Sox with another chance to pick up another game, another win, as they would lose this game 3-2. So hopefully they can win the series and get another game ahead of their actual record. So thank you for joining me. It's been Eric from Higher Ground Gaming with another game for the Red Sox replay. And we'll be back next time with game number 10 of the season. So take care and God bless. Bye-bye now.